everyone, back again with another update on Joust in Smite. This one is yet another map change. So I had a video a little while ago detailing the change from patch 8.5 to 8.6, where they were moving from the Season 7 Joust map back to the old classic Season 1, Season 2 Joust map. And now they're doing the same thing with the patch 8.8 update that goes live on August 24th. They're moving from the classic Joust map to the Season 3 Joust map. If you haven't played that map yet, we're going to be going over what that looks like specifically, kind of maybe what starts you want, how it changes gameplay compared to the classic Joust map. But I'm going to link the patch notes so you guys can read through it yourself. Basically what they're saying is that classic Joust, they tried it out, they had an increase in player base initially from the excitement of it, and then it fell back to normal levels. So they're saying, well, let's just move on to the next Season 3 Joust map. Eventually there may be some avenue where they actually start swapping these in and out. There's a voting system, maybe something along those lines. But for right now, they're just going to swap it to the Season 3 Joust map for the immediate future after August 24th. They're replacing the Joust and Duel map, so any Duel or Joust that you play starting on that date, you're going to have the Season 3 map. You can still do the classic Joust in any sort of custom lobby. Death's Toll Benevolence still banned, so that's not changed. There's an increase in XP split, a little bit of out of combat speed to the fountain. Turtles spawn faster, Bull Demon King spawns faster. Damage Camp uses different skins. And then there's some reduction of volume for looping ambient sounds. So overall, there's not that many changes. If you've played the Season 3 Joust map before, it's basically the same as it was compared to the classic map where they had a whole bunch of the adjustments to, Red Camp and the life of the Phoenix and all of that to try to dissuade people from camping. So let's take a look at the classic Joust map, just recap it, kind of talk over what people ended up doing, and then we'll take a look at the Season 3 map if you've never seen it before and go over what that looked like and some possible playstyles there. So just to review, the classic Joust map, you have your side basically here, right, diagonally, where this is your yellow, your blue, your red. A lot of people would either one person starts yellow or invades the opponent's red. The other two start blue to go to red, or one starts red and meet at red after the other one goes to blue, and then you meet in lane. And then you fight in lane, and then, from there it kind of snowballs based on who wins the first fight and all that good stuff. So the one thing that people had a lot of problems with when it came to the classic Joust map is sieging. Once you get to this Phoenix area, right, there's really no way to kind of come around the side or the back or anything, so it led to a lot of people just sitting here and not really doing much. I personally didn't see that much of a problem with it if you built the right items and the other team didn't. You had a pretty big advantage if you had Emperor's Armor, if you had Tyrannical Plate Helm, if you popped a Frenzy or anything like that. It really wasn't that hard to siege, but I think the majority of the Smite player base would probably disagree with me, and I get how it's a lot easier to turtle in a map like this. So you see you each have your 3 buffs on your side. Pretty much a one lane map, straightforward, really not that many fights that happen in the jungle. Not that diverse of playing style, which I think is really why people got bored of it. You could obviously invade the other team's jungle if you were ahead, or maybe freeze lane right here and kind of freeze them out of XP, but that's just not a playstyle that people really like. So obviously I think this change is going to be exciting for a lot of Joust players. I think a lot of the Joust players that stopped playing after the Season 7 to Classic change are going to come back when the Classic map changes back to Season 3. But let's look into that Season 3 map right now. So this is the Season 3 Joust map. If you've never seen it before, it looks a little bit like the Season 7 map. Season 7 map has the yellow camp, kind of what would be in this area over here, so it has a little bit more farm. It had the other harpies in different places as well. But this one, you have your Titan, your Phoenix, your tower. There's one blue on your side. There's one blue on the enemy side. There's a red camp that you fight over, similar to the Season 7 map. And then there's a Bull Demon King, also similar to the Season 7 map. There actually are also harpies right here, I believe. So that's another shared element of the the jungle that you kind of fight over. But realistically, at high levels of play, where most people start and where this map is kind of different than the other maps, right? If you're in Season 7, the normal start was you all start yellow, then you go to blue, then you go to lane and fight. In the classic map, it was you go to blue, red, middle, or yellow, red, and the other two go to blue, red, and you kind of meet in the middle there. Well, the Season 3 map is a little bit different because how the minions spawn, they're getting to lane here quicker. So if you clear your blue, you're probably actually going to be putting yourself behind, because what the enemy team will most likely be doing is they're going to clear this minion wave before you can fully clear blue and get out there. And then by that point you have blue, sure, but they cleared their wave and now they have red, and then they're going to go back and grab their blue, and now they have one more buff than you for that first fight. So a lot of teams will actually fight this red buff at the third level mark. They'll focus on clearing this wave. Maybe they'll try to poke the team down a little bit before fighting red. Maybe they'll try to bait red. But that's kind of the difference with this map. You're fighting a lot sooner than you would prior to getting buffs. I guess that's how I would explain it. So that obviously changes the playstyle a little bit. Like I said, there are mid harpies right here as well. So if you get a little bit ahead and you push the other team back, you're going to want to go grab those mid harpies just to kind of snowball yourself. And then there's obviously the element of Bull Demon King, which isn't necessarily a end all be all when it comes to winning this Joust map. If you're far enough ahead, you don't have to get BDK, but again, if it's one of those things where the other enemy team is kind of turtling, now you have the option over here to get that Bull Demon King, neutralize a tower, neutralize a Phoenix, and just give yourselves the advantage. And that's really kind of the biggest difference that I have seen on this map specifically, is that start is just different. And there is a lot more fighting in this kind of lane and corridor here. You also see there are kind of some mixed elements. This area, this bridge area, you can get isolated very easily, right? If you're caught out of position, there's only one way out, and that's this way. Same thing with the old classic Joust map. You have these kind of narrow corridors here. Kind of similar on this map when you get into these certain areas. Very narrow, very easily bounceable for like a Hu Yi, or very easily walled off with a Ymir, or just things like that where you can kind of catch people out of position pretty easily. So yeah, that is a lot different for this map. I think there's going to be a lot of people excited about it. I'm excited for the change. I didn't necessarily dislike the classic Joust map. I understand why people had their frustrations with it, but realistically, if more people are excited about this map and more Joust players kind of come back into the fold because of the change, then I'm definitely all for it. So that's kind of it. I mean, that's really, there isn't too crazy of a difference between this map and Season 7, just a little bit less farm, but they're set up kind of very, very similarly. So if you played that Season 7 Joust map, this won't take that much getting used to. But either way, like I said, all these changes go through on August 24th in patch 8.8. So keep a lookout for that. Just kind of keep that in mind when you're testing out gods, testing things out in jungle practice or something, that this is a change that's going to change for everyone, right? Everyone has to adjust to this map change. So if you're the one that can be on that change first, you're going to have an advantage over other teams. So if you learned something, if you like this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Also follow me on Twitch at StoopChild with 3 O's. My first 50 followers there, I'm going to be doing a random giveaway. 2 random followers are going to get a free awesome skin. So if you haven't followed me there yet, do that. But either way, I appreciate everyone watching, lurking. Anything that you're doing is supporting me, so I really do appreciate that. I will keep coming out with these videos as soon as I can with some of the updates. I'll do a full rundown of the update notes, the god changes, the item changes, so keep an eye out for that. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you next time.